Hey guys, Mike with Old Iron, kind of putzing around the shop today. Figured I'd just throw a video out there and kind of give you an update. So I'm going to take you off of the tripod and I'll show you exactly what's going on. Now I planned on working on the fender for the mullet today, and I need panel adhesive, which I had the panel adhesive, which is this stuff right here. And problem is, I don't have the tips, okay? So I ordered some tips, and they came in the other day, so I grabbed them this morning, came out here, started doing what I need to do, and lo and behold, it's the wrong tips. So now I'm trying to find the right tips, and the only ones I'm finding online is case quantities. And there's like 60, I think. I think it's 10 bags of 6 or 6 bags of 10, whatever. And I don't need 60. I don't use this stuff all the time. I've used it 3 times probably in the last 3 years. You know what I mean? So 60 tips would last me, my kids, and my grandkids probably for the amount of time, the amount I use this stuff. So I'm looking, half dozen, probably a dozen would last me the rest of my life with the way I use this. And ordered 2 different ones. They were both the wrong ones. So now I got a buddy down the road that has a body shop. I'm going to swing by there tomorrow and see if he has any. I'll buy a couple off of him. That's it. I'm pretty sure he'd use this stuff. He does auto restoration and stuff. So hopefully he has tips for this so I can get that done. So while I'm waiting on that, I've still got a little bit of work I can do on this. I got a little bit of work to do on the front side of the fender. And actually, I'm going to hop over. I'm going to do a little bit of work on the bullnose here. So I'll take you off of here and I'll show you exactly what I plan on doing. Now first, as far as the mullet goes, it's pretty much there. But you see the dark spots. Dark spots are low spots, and what I need to do is I just need to take some glaze and I need to run it down this top side and feather it into that body line, because there's a little bit of a ridge because it's the top side body line's right there where that black mark is basically. And it's just a hair higher, but if I sand this down to meet this, I'm going to lose my body line. So I'm just going to glaze it just a little bit. There's just a little bit of a lip there. And same with here. There's a couple low spots in the actual where I've recreated the body line. So I got to take care of that. And then over on the fender, kind of the same thing. See if I can get my shadow out of the shot. If you look right here, that's the low spot. Okay. And same thing. I just need to glaze it and then feather it in. So that stuff's no big deal. Those are pretty much ready to go. And I will never do this again. Or I'll never do this again the way I'm doing it, if that makes any sense. I had these fenders. These are off of a 4th gen Camaro. I had a couple sets of those fenders. They were just sitting around. I was taking them to swap meets. They were getting beat to hell. They were going to end up getting ruined. So I had 4 of them, and I took 2 of them, and I cut the vents out. And, this is one side of vents, and then I got the other fender for the other side. And problem is the body line down here is different on a 4th gen than there's a 3rd gen. So I'm fighting the fitment. And it, hindsight, it would have been easier for me to fab these vents up out of sheet metal and cut it out, tack it in. I'd probably be done with the damn fender by now. But over here, I got a wiper down. She's been sitting for a while. And there's just little imperfections if you look, and you can see where I marked everything. And some of it is so minute that probably high build would take care of it. But I'm going to run through it anyway. I'm going to prep it for high build. That way this is done. That way when I shoot this side with the first coat of high build, I can shoot this with the first coat of high build. And then we'll pull them out. We're going to flip them around, back them in, because I don't have enough room in here. And when we get a set of high build on both the cars, then this one's going outside. It's going to be double tarped. It's going to have a truck cover on it, and then I'll have a tarp over the truck cover. And it could sit out there for a couple days. While I have this in here, I could pull it in sideways, prep it, put another coat of high build on it, prep it down to where I need it, put the sealer on it, and it's ready to shoot. You know what I mean? And then when this is done, I'll pull it out and do the same thing with this. So I'm actually kind of jumping back and forth doing two at the same time. Really didn't want to do it that way, but it keeps me going, I guess is the best way to put it. So, I mean, most of this just, you know, there's a little itty bitty divot right there. There's a little scratch right here. You know, a couple of the areas just weren't sanded well enough. They didn't blend in all the way, so I got to I got to finish sanding them and blending them in. And the same with the backside here on the bed. These we replaced the panel going up through there, and the body line across the top here is almost, we seamed it right below that body line. So it's just not as sharp as I'd like it. I just need to sharpen it up a little bit. And I need to glaze the back area. Whoever had this truck before me, they put bed liner on the whole thing, which actually probably saved the body, because the body wasn't that bad. But I swear I think they used a grinding wheel on it. So I got grinding divots all through here. All this whole back area, I'm going to have to glaze it, because there's little itty bitty like grinding marks in the metal, if that makes any sense. Now, once again, it's not major. A good high build would probably take care of it. I'm going to glaze it anyway, just to be safe, you know. And it's not going to be built on there. It's just a, you know, maybe a 64th thick or something like that by the time I'm done, you know. There's just little spots everywhere. I don't like the way this looks right here. It's a little janky. That's where the panel came down and actually met the other body. So there's it's just got a little bit of a, like a crook right here, you know. So I'm gonna work that out. And there's a couple other spots. Nothing, like I said, nothing major, but it needs to be done, man, you know. So we'll start going down the line. We'll clean this up. We'll start going down the line doing this. Well, you know, if I got to mix up some glaze for this, there's not a lot that needs to be mixed up. So I'd rather mix up a little more and hit that and hit some of this at the same time, if that makes any sense. So that's where we're at. I'll give you an update in a minute. I am not going to run the whole video showing me putting spot putty and glaze on it and sanding. It's boring as all hell, and it's just one of those things. So I'll give you an update in a little bit, and it's going to be a short, quick video. I just wanted to give you guys an update that I didn't die. I'm still here, knock on wood, and just trying to get some of this stuff done. Just kind of putzing around, really, man. It's kind of a gloomy, rainy day out there, which kind of don't really make you motivated, you know. But we'll see what we can't get done, and take it from there. Hopefully I can get those mixing tips tomorrow and get that fender started and the fiberglass on it to where I could work that out. Because once I get that worked out and this little stuff here, I got to finish prepping it up, but this side's pretty much ready for high build, you know. And I really don't like doing the high build in sections, but I'm going to put 2 coats of high build on it. So I figure for the first coat, it should be fine. It'll seal everything in. And that way, once I get the whole thing in the first coat of high build, either vehicle, I can cover it and put it outside. So I've got this whole area here to bring this in. I'll put it in on an angle, so I got plenty of room to walk around, do what I can do, or do what I got to do. And then when I do the second coat of high build, it's all at the same time, you know. And same with the sealer. Put the high build on there, sand it down, put the sealer on it. And like I said, it's boom, it's ready for paint. Well, not boom, but I wish it was boom. But that's about it. I'll give you an update in a bit. All right, guys, I went over everything with spot putty. I thought that would do it, but there's a couple areas where it didn't, so I'm going to have to use glazing. Glazing's just a little, in my opinion, it's just a little stouter. Fills in better. So I need to hit this a little more. And it filled in about half thick. I'll probably go over it with spot putty again and get it. But I got to mix some glaze for a few other spots anyway, so I'll just hit that with some glaze. Same with this. This is coming along pretty good. It's sanded. They feel pretty good. That might need to be sanded down a little more. Still got those to sand. That one down there. And then I got to work that too. And then we'll get that done. Put some etching primer on the bare metal. Kind of put a light coat of primer over all the spots. And we're just going to keep hopping down the line, I guess. But little victories, man, something's getting done. You know what I mean? Alright guys, I used the last of my glaze and it's slow going. It's still a little tacky. I mean, you could probably work it, man, but I think I'm going to leave it overnight. We've got same thing over here. It's dry, but if you press into it, it gets sticky, if that makes any sense. It just, you know, if you rub your finger across it, it's dry, but if you kind of put a little bit of weight on it, you can feel it's tacky. So I'm going to let them sit overnight. And I've got that spot down there I got to do. Rest of the fender's done. Door's ready to go. The door looks damn good, actually. This, I've got a few small imperfections I got to take care of. You can see I've got it circled. And you're probably not going to pick it up on camera, but yeah, I can. Maybe right there. See that? There's one there. There's one up there. They're just little low spots, you know. And like I said, I think whoever had this truck before me, when they stripped it down and put that bed liner on it, I honestly think they stripped it down with a grinding wheel. Not a flat disc, an actual grinding wheel like you sharpen your lawnmower blades with and crap. Because there's these little gouges. And I can see them with the, there you go. See them? Right there. Right there. I'm chasing those damn things all over this truck, man. And I think with the bed, I'm going to get more glaze. Or I'm going to get like some feather light and some body honey and kind of bleed down the feather light, make it almost like a glaze, and I might skim that whole bed because from the back wheel well back on the bed, it's bad. There's got to be no exaggeration. There's probably somewhere in between 50 to 100 of these little divots, and I'm not going to chase them all with spot putty. But door looks damn good, man. I don't think you can get a reman out of the box that's as straight as this thing. Lines are nice and crisp. Everything's smooth. I'm happy with the door, and I'm happy with this, except for a few little imperfections I got to get. I've got them here. I got a couple right up here in this groove that I got to take care of, and then. I don't know if you can see this one either. Right here, it's just, there you go. See right there? It's just the body line is not right here. And there'll be guys that'll comment that basically say, "Oh man, you know, it's fine, high build will get it." Well, I just want to make sure, you know what I mean? Everything else looks good on the fender and the door. And as I'm recording this, I'm kind of trying to decide whether I'm going to start prepping that better or whether I'm going to call it a night. But that's where we're at, guys. If you want to follow along, if it was the least bit helpful in any way, this video really wasn't helpful, to be honest, but kind of shows you what I'm doing and that I'm progressing forward. and we'll have more detailed videos coming soon. But please like it, subscribe. If you want to follow along on the projects, hit that notification button. I appreciate every last one of you guys, and we will see you soon.